Hello friends, uh, today we will start our next remaining part of kinetics of particle. So before starting the next part, let us quickly revise the previous discussion. So in our previous discussion, we discussed D'Alembert's principle. So what is D'Alembert's principle, friend? Again, try to revise. So for the explanation of principle of D'Alembert principle, see this figure. So in this figure, one block is placed over the ground, and this system of force F is applied on the body. So what happens if the force is applied on the body which is placed over the ground, and ground is a frictionless, that body will move. But at the same time, one more force is acting on the body, but which is in opposite direction of the applied force, and that force is nothing but inertia force. If you see this figure, this force is an inertia force, and it is acting in the opposite direction of the impressed force or this applied force. Okay, so if you take the equilibrium equation of this particular case along x-axis, so what we get, summation of f of x is equal to summation of f of x plus minus ma equal to 0. Okay, so why we take minus ma? Because the direction of this ma is in opposite of that summation of f of x, so it is a minus ma, and this minus ma is nothing but the inertia force, and that is D'Alembert's principle. I think we clear the principle of D'Alembert's. So this is the statement of D'Alembert's principle. So what is that statement? A system of forces acting on a body in a motion is in equilibrium, that is dynamic equilibrium, with the inertia force. Means D'Alembert's principle say that when a system of force acting on any body, then this body achieve a dynamic equilibrium with the help of yes, this inertia force, with the help of this inertia force. Okay, so this is D'Alembert's principle, and let us quickly revise what is the difference between this Newton's second law of motion and D'Alembert's principle. So here main important point is, in Newton's second law of motion, we express in mathematical way like that: summation of f of x is equal to m a x. This is x, m a x, because we take system of forces, summation of the system of the forces along horizontal axis, so summation of f of x is equal to m a x. But at the same time, if you see D'Alembert's principle, then this is the mathematical form of D'Alembert's principle. So what is that? Summation of f of minus ma is equal to 0. Means this ma term or inertia force we take on the right side of this equation. Okay, and we can use this mathematical form along x-axis. See here, if you take the same equation, if you take this equation along x-axis, then what is our equation? Summation of f of x minus m a x is equal to 0. Okay, and in the last video we also discussed one situation. The body is placed over the inclined surface at an angle theta, and after that we draw free body diagram of this block and show all the forces over that body, and then we resolve that forces along x-axis and along y-axis, and we after drawing FBD and resolving, we getting this equation: summation of f of x minus max is equal to 0. So after putting summation of f of x from figure, we get one equation, that is w sin theta minus mu kn minus max is equal to 0, where w is, what is w? Weight of the block. Then theta, what is theta? Theta is angle of friction, or it is also called as a angle of repose, both are same. Then next is mu k. What is mu k? This is a kinematic coefficient of friction. N is normal reaction, m is mass of that body, and a is acceleration in x direction. Acceleration in x direction. So say see the same figure. Where is your ax? This is ax in the direction of the motion of that body. Then take the same mathematical form. Take this same mathematical form along y-axis. So what is your equation? Summation of f of y is equal to 0. Here, why we don't take summation of f of y minus ma? Because here ay is 0. There is no acceleration along y direction. So your second equation is m minus w cos theta is equal to 0. So this is the D'Alembert's principle. Remember from now take next slide. That we also discuss. So quickly revise. In this particular figure, two blocks are attached by the string, and that string is passing over the which type of pulley? Frictionless as well as immovable. So due to this condition, whatever the tension develop here, same tensions develop in the another side of the string. So if such a situation is there, then this results we obtain. So what is that result? Displacement of block A is equal to displacement of block B. Then velocity of block A is equal to velocity of block B, and acceleration of block A is equal to acceleration of block B. Okay. Now take next. Now see the figure. So this figure shows two blocks, block number A and block number B. Okay, and again block A is one string is attached to the block A, and that string is passing over the pulley, but here pulley is immovable. And again that string is passing over another pulley. This is another pulley, and your string is passing over that another pulley. And which type of pulley? This movable pulley, and another end of that pulley is attached to the fixed support. Remember this. Okay, again if you see the figure, from the second pulley the block B is attached by the string. Okay, this B is attached to the second pulley with the help of one string. So this is your figure. Now Here the main important point is that your second pulley, that is pulley at C, is movable pulley, means the center of gravity or centroid of that particular pulley is not remains in one position. It is deflected, means movable. So that's why it is a movable pulley. Okay. So now try to draw the free body diagram of this particular case. Suppose take block A. So we try to draw the free body diagram. So what is free body diagram of A? See here. Suppose your block A is here. So we know the very first step of drawing free body diagram is showing self weight of the body. So what is the self weight of the body? Mass of A into acceleration due to gravity. Then next is, after cutting the string, you get the tension in the string. Okay. This is a T of block A. This is a block A, free body diagram of block A. Next, this ground surface is a frictionless, so there is no frictional force acting over that surface. So again see the main figure. See here. So here the self weight of A we already show. T is also we show in our free body diagram. So that's it. This is the free body diagram of block A. Now next, try to draw the free body diagram of block B. So see again, free body diagram of block B. So this is your block B. Show the self weight of block B. MB G. Then this is, so tell me student, what is this value? What is this value? Whether it is a T or any other value. So again see our same figure. The given figure is like that. See here, your tension, this string is passing over the second pulley and then attached to the fixed support. So that's why we can say your this T and this T is same. Why this T and this T is same? Because your pulley is immovable pulley as well as frictionless. This is frictionless as well as immovable pulley. So that's why this T and this T is same. In the previous example we already discussed, if the pulley is immovable, frictionless, then the tension transferred from one side to another side is same. So that's why it is same. Again see here, your second pulley is not a frictionless and not a immovable, it is movable. So that's why the tension passing from this to this string is not same. Okay, but here see, this T and another side of T, this T are same. Okay, but the tension passing through this string is not equal to T, because your pulley is movable pulley, means this see this better way to draw the free body diagram of pulley C. So how to draw the free body diagram of pulley C? See this. Suppose your pulley C is, we draw here, somewhere here. This is a CG. of pulley. Once we cut the string, we're getting T here, and this string is passing over like that, and again on another side, again one more T we obtain. Okay, so this T and this T, the direction is same. So tell me, what is that T? So for this is pulley C. So for pulley C, for pulley C, use equilibrium equation, that is summation of f of y is equal to 0. Then tell me what is this value. So this is T plus T, that is 2T. Means the tension in the string which is attached to block B is 2T and it is vertically upward. So this is the main thing in this particular case. Okay, I think you understand. See again, this is the free body diagram of C, and why we take this tension T? Because the tension passing from string which is attached to A is similar to the string which is attached to the pulley C, because your pulley is frictionless, pulley 1 is frictionless. Again, when that string is passing over the pulley C and come to this side, then the tension in the string this side is also T, because this pulley is a frictionless, but it is in movable string. So if this string is frictionless, this T is correct, but this pulley is movable, means its center of gravity is not at a point, it is movable. So that's why this T is different. And what is the value of this T? 2T. And of course, after cutting this, we get this T is also 2T, and this is MBG, this is block B. I think you clear all this free body diagram. This is free body diagram of block A, this is free body diagram of pulley C, and this is free body diagram of pulley B. Let us again draw free body diagram of all the parts again. Here, this is block A, weight is MAG, tension, then